It's my glasses isayatorwa kapa kusara izvi rapa izvi nezvinezvi mama stara mama rapa nezvinezvi ruwe patare sofa deni nezviri pasirapo ndo zvasara nezvimwe rapa izvi nezvi yakazara panzi panapa izvi mana oro wanjini apa ngomana akabata bhuku makachifamba.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. So in today's video we have a little friend here. Her name is Rufi. Rufi, say hi Rufi. But anyway, I'm so excited to finally share a major update on our house build, and that is our container has officially shipped and is now on its way to Zimbabwe. I'm not sure if I had mentioned it before in the previous videos, but yes, we had been actually planning to ship from the very beginning of our building journey, and because we're building two houses, we really needed a full container to fit everything we wanted. Well, at least for this first shipment. Our very last purchases were made towards the end of June. So from there, it was just a waiting game as the manufacturers finished production, which took us into, I think, the second week of July. And then once everything was done, the items were delivered to the shipping company. After that, they arranged the packing, final loading, and finally shipping. That was just last week, and we still are in disbelief that finally it happened. One thing we seriously underestimated though was just how much space a 40-foot container actually gives you. We thought it would fit everything, but we were in for a surprise. We really felt bad for the team packing it. They had to unpack and repack multiple times trying to make everything fit. But unfortunately, some items had to be left behind. And if you've ever been to Guangzhou in the summer, you will know exactly how hot and humid it gets. Honestly, I always thought Beijing summers were hot, but Guangzhou heat's different. So watching them work in that heat, trying to make everything fit, we're just so grateful.
Tokwanza kuflood daga so taumbo ono tizinoita zokudase.
Now, for the remaining items, we are planning to ship them separately via group shipping. Definitely not another food container right now. Just shared shipment. When you're shipping a full container by yourself, you are the one covering all costs. And yes, it is expensive. But looking at the bigger picture, there's a bit of a balance to it. Because realistically, if you've bought enough items to fill a container, then chances are you've already planned for the shipping cost too. It's still a big amount, but it makes sense when you break it down. And if you're working with a tighter budget, there's also a 20-foot container, and it's almost half the cost of a 40-footer. And there's always group shipping, which allows you to share the cost with others. That can make a huge difference financially. So some few things we learned that might help you if you're looking to source things from here are, well, number one would be plan early and budget for shipping. The good thing about China is that when suppliers give you quotations, they're usually valid for a long time. So this gives you time to plan, compare quotes, and budget specifically for shipping. That way, when it's time to buy and ship, you're not scrambling to find money last minute. It's already set aside. But realistically, about container space, we learned this the hard way. Track your total CBM usage. Ask your manufacturers to give you estimated CBMs when placing orders. They won't be 100% accurate, but they'll give you a good sense of how much space your items will take. Also, ask your shipping agent for updates as items arrive at the shipping warehouse, so you know how close you are to filling the container. And number 3, consider a 20-foot container or group shipping. If you don't have enough to fill a 40-foot container, a 20-foot container is much more affordable. Or maybe team up with friends or family and split the container and cost. Group shipping also works well if you don't have a huge order. You just pay for your share of the space. And number 4, group shipping is perfect for small-scale sourcing. If you're not furnishing or building a whole house and just want a few pieces or appliances, group shipping is the best way to go. You avoid the burden of full container costs and still get access to a lot of options. And yes, the final shipping bill might feel painful, but only if you didn't plan for it. If you've saved up and prepared, then honestly, it's worth it. In our case, we saved 3 to 4 times more than what we paid for shipping. That's a huge win in our books. Now, if you're thinking of coming to China yourself to source items, especially large or full container orders, it can actually be a great experience. You get to see and touch the products, explore the market, and really compare options. But here's the thing, it's not as simple as just buying a ticket and arriving. It's very easy to get overcharged if you're not familiar with the market. You walk into a store with what looks like good products, but chances are they'll immediately know you're new and charge you way above local prices. So here's my sincere advice. Work with someone who knows the market. Find a trusted local guide or agent who can take you around to reliable suppliers, people who offer fair prices and have good quality. Someone actually once approached me with quotations they received after finding a supply online. Then I looked at them and they were clearly overcharged for items I knew cost significantly less here on the ground. So yes, you can find supplies online, but not all of them offer good pricing, especially if you're a new buyer. That's why having someone trusted on the ground really helps. And if you're not able to come in person, you can still work with someone based in China to source and ship everything for you. It's less stressful, and if it is done right, it can save you a lot of money and time. And with that said, I do still encourage people to visit China if they can. It's an incredible experience. Yes, it can be overwhelming. There's just so much to see and choose from. Sorry guys, my battery died. So as I was saying, it can be overwhelming. There's just so much to see and choose from, but it's totally worth it. So that's where we are. Our first container is finally on its way to Zimbabwe, and when it arrives, I'll be showing you guys all the updates on the ground. If you're planning to buy things from here or have any questions about sourcing or shipping from China, feel free to drop them in the comments, or maybe you can email me. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
We got a beautiful